That's right, man. Of course, we're going into this weekly number 9. Those of you guys who are new to PvP, new to the stream because you're just now getting into it with all the awesome things that have come into PvP. Well, welcome to the competitive side of the game we all know and love as Guild Wars 2. But just basic introductions again. I'm Sireph, Blue. We are the guys who bring you some esports stuff to your face every week, and this week is no different. We've got an amazing match coming up. We've got Team Fureur coming up against 55 HP monks, who are extremely dominant in the ESL Weekly Cups.
Indeed they are, so we're going to have to see if they continue it this week as well. We saw Team Fureur coming into play. I believe they made it to the second to last round, however, were eliminated, I believe, at the hands of Cheese Mode. So this week they are going to be coming up against 55 HP Monks, the other proponent, constant champion of the ESL Weekly Cup, so we'll have to see how they fare out against them, indeed, as we go into our first match here today in just a few minutes. We are waiting for some of the players to load in, but as soon as they get in, we should be getting started fairly shortly.
That's right, guys. Of course, last week, you should go check out the VODs. I think that Dan Jebro did it over on his stream. He's also got YouTube VODs out there. Of course, if you want to check out the other VODs from any of the weeks, I did it. That's all on youtube.com/SirefSC. And Blue, are we giving away gems this week?
Yeah, why not? Let's give away some gems.
Let's give away some gems, man. Alright, let me just pop on over to XSplit and bring up Guild Wars 2. And we're going to see that we have Team Fureur up against 55 HP Monks. Let me just get into the game and make sure audio is all right and all ready to go. I think we should be all good. So we don't blow your eardrums out. As you can see, you've got 3 on each side right now, waiting for the the 4th and 5th from each team to come in. But just from what we see right now, Blue, is there anything really interesting coming out of these builds? Anyone that we should really focus on before we actually jump into the builds?
So really quickly, trying to glance at what I'm seeing here, trying to see if we see anything crazy. I was looking at the Mesmer specifically, Misha Tinhab, that is. It appears that he is going to be running the same thing that has been prevalent in previous patches, still running with that 6 runes of Lissa's Staff, Greatsword, along with the Berserker's Ammo, and is running 2020-0030. So over here on the side of 55 H Monks, not going to be that too adventurous yet, going into new territory with Mesmer. However, there are a lot more Mesmer builds that we have seen coming into play in the next few days, so that's not to say we aren't going to be seeing some throughout the rest of the day, but I do believe that 55 HP Monks, for the time being at least, is going to be sticking with, a pretty consistent strategy.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that they're coming out strong once again. But part of me wonders if they have had time to sort of to start playing around with the new changes and start actually using them to their advantage. It's 2 days ago, man, that patch dropped. I personally haven't had the time to explore all the things that have come out yet. I wonder, is anyone using the new heals? That's another question we'll be seeing. New animations, new heals to learn coming into this tournament. No one so far that I've seen.
Yeah.
And so yeah, nothing really.
I think the big crucial thing coming out right now is the fact that a lot of teams have been experimenting in the team queue, especially that I've been seeing looking at it the past couple days. But I don't think anyone, at least not yet, that could change this weekend, but is feeling confident enough with the comps to actually try out some of the stuff in an actual tournament just as of yet. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, man. So let's just pop open the spectator tab, see what's going on. I think we are waiting on these guys to jump in again. They are waiting on one guy who's on the phone. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in to ESL Weekly Cup number 9. We really appreciate your viewership and your constant stream of support to the Guild Wars 2 PvP scene. It's good to be back casting with you, Blue. We haven't casted together in a long time, man.
I know, it's been quite some time. I've been busy with classes. They are coming towards the end of it now, though. So, after next week, I have finals. But then as soon as that's done, I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff during my intercession to hopefully keep the casting rolling.
It's been good. We've had Jebra on. We've attempted to have Sean on a couple times. But now it's like it feels like I'm coming home, man. Got you, and then of course, guys, don't forget on Saturday we've got the Good Fights Invitational, or is it the Good Fights tournament coming up? That's gonna be this Saturday.
This Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and a 19 Central European.
Yes, exactly.
So check that out right here on this channel.
Yeah, it's going to be right here. By the way, this is now the official Twitch channel of mistpedia.net. If you guys don't know what mistpedia.net is, it is your source to go get some Guild Wars 2 PvP information. If you want to know what team won the Guild Wars 2 PAX Invitational, what the brackets were for the MLG Guild Wars 2 Invitational, well, those are all over at mistpedia.net, and it's a really great site. So we've been working on it for a long time, and we'd love to see you guys come on over, give us some support. What's up?
We have an alley.
We have an alley. Oh my god, we do. We have Carsabe over here on the side of 55 HP Monks.
Karasib going to be playing Elementals with the new heal, we should mention here as well, running Arcane Brilliance here. Let's go over the build real quickly. Karasib, Elementalist, 455 HP Monks here. Going to be running with 6 runes of the Ogre, as well as Scepter Dagger, with the Berserker's Amulet, and the traits being 10 points into Fire Magic. Going to be taking Spellslinger along the way there. 30 points into Air Magic, taking Fresh Air, Air Training, and Bolt to the Heart, as well 10 points into Earth Magic for Stone Splinters, and 20 points into Arcana for Elemental Attunement, and Arcane Mastery. For his utilities, he is going to be taking Cleansing Fire, Lightning Flash, and Arcane Shield, so double cantrip arcane abilities. Still running with the Glyph of Elementals, but his heal is going to be the Arcane Brilliance heal.
I think it's. I love the new Arcane Brilliance heal, by the way. It just damage plus heal. Oh my god, great stuff coming out of that one. I'm really interested in seeing what he can pull out with this. Actually,
it's going to be interesting. This is a very high damage build, as you can see last night. I've been playing with a couple of Elementalists over the last few days, and they have the potential to do a lot of damage very quickly. We've seen it done in the past as well. However, it really fell out of popularity in the past few months due to the prominence of SD Thief. However, in most people's opinions anyway, we've yet to see it played an example. SD Thief has been nerfed significantly. And with that said, a lot more Ellies are thinking about coming back into this now and trying to play that class again, just to have that crazy amount of burst. Now, I kind of was hoping to see Frostbow come into play here.
Yeah.
But I think this could be a pretty good build as well. We'll have to see how it plays out, because this is actually something a little bit I haven't seen something of this exact build just yet. So we'll have to see how it does end up playing out.
Yeah. Before everything gets started, let's just go over what everyone is on each team, because we haven't gotten depth on it. We're going to see a Spirit Ranger coming out from Khazria Wilderness, running 6 runes of the Forge, with Sword, Torch, and Short Bow, and the Carrion Amulet, the Carrion Jewel, running 10, 0, 30, 30. So this is kind of like Spirit Ranger standard. Going over to Toad, it's going to be the sort of, this is actually pretty interesting, 0, 0, 20, 30, 20 in the Guardian build, with 6 runes of Joina, Staff, Mace Focus, and the Clerics. Blue, what do you take of that?
So just in general with Bunker Guardians, you usually always have a split of of your trait points, usually spread out between the Valor, Honor, and Virtues. It really comes down to personal preference of what you want to provide. If you want to be more tanky for yourself, or if you want to provide more team support. Just looking at it really quickly here, it does seem that he's going to go. Apologies, he's going to be going for more Condi Cleanse for his teammates here. Right. Obviously, by going the 30 points into Honor here to get Pure Voice and be able to do that. So that's I think that's where he's trying to aim the build. However, normally speaking, over the past couple of weeks we have seen a shift from prominence going 0, 0, 10, 30, 30 to instead going 0, 0, 30, 30, 10 in order to get altruistic healing. But it seems like he still wants to keep that extra 10 points into Virtues to get Absolute Resolution, which, yeah, that's, again, it really just looks like he's going to be going for the Condi removal, the AoE Condi removal on his teammates. So really strong Condi removal that we're going to be seeing coming out of the Guardian here. That's
right. Now, moving on to Prototype, he's going to be running 5 runes of the Nightmare. Where's his other rune? Actually, his cowl has no rune in it. That's kind of a major mistake there. With a Staff and Scepter Dagger, with the Rabid Amulet and the Settler's Jewel. On his build, he's going 30, 20, 0, 0, 20 with that Doomfire, man. So he's going straight into Condis.
Indeed.
We're going to see a Hammer Bow Warrior coming out of Starlight DX with 6 runes Alyssa. And actually, he just kind of disconnected from the game. So we'll talk about him when he gets in later. But then Biscuit Furtive over here, he's running Dagger Pistol Short Bow with 6 runes of the Scholar, Zerkers with 10, 30, 0, 0, 30. This is not very surprising. It's kind of they haven't really adapted anything new, I would say, to the new patch, not at all. But if we go over to the side of 55 HP Monks, we got Misha running the build that we talked about earlier. We have Milo on Guardian running 6 runes of Soldier, Staff, Mace, Focus. And he's running 0, 5, 30, 35, the build that I always say is like EU meta. Personally, I saw it first in EU, and then it kind of sort of came over here. Card Save we talked about already. We have Shad, who's running Thief. He's going to run Dagger Pistol Short Bow as well, with 6 runes of the Scholars, Zerker if I'm not mistaken, and 10, 30, 0, 0, 30. With actually Polyphy, he's coming on new to this team. He's going to be 4 runes of the Nightmare, 2 runes of Lissa, with Pistol, Shield, Rabid Settlers, and the traits are 30, 10, 0, 20, 10.
Yeah, indeed, this is kind of like a big throwback build to the Teldo era. Like I said, again, we saw this last week, so maybe we may be seeing the comeback on this, at least through Polyphy here. that we are going to be seeing the flamethrower come into play with the bomb kit here. Normally, over the past few months, it's really just been bomb kit, grenade kit if you're going to run a Condi build on NG, or some other strange variant involving toolkit and maybe elixir gun, but we very rarely actually saw those in tournament play. But now with Polyphy here, we are seeing a throwback to the sort of Tello era of builds where really strong far point, and as well, he can be useful in the team fight coming into play with the bomb kit. However, I do think he is going to be sort of their main far point assaulter by looking at a build like this here, because it does have a lot of knockback potential, and just in general, can be a very annoying build to deal with in a 1v1 scenario.
That's right. Now we're going to wait for the players to ready up. We're waiting on Misha and I guess the guy on that wasn't the warrior. I think that was who came out. We're waiting on one last person to get in this game on the side of Team Fureur. And I think yeah, they're gonna wait just a second, guys.
I think Red Team Necro went to go get his
yeah, he went to get his rune. He caught it last minute.
Yep, I just said it in the chat.
Either he's watching the stream, which is that's a bad manner, man, or he's he ended up going in.
I think he realized it. So, but yeah, overall here, things that we're seeing out of the ordinary per se, definitely going to be car save here. Running with a new heal as well, running with an elementalist to start with is going to be a bit unusual there. And then other than that, the only thing that's, you know, like it's not like crazy strange because we've seen it before, is going to be Polyphy going with a far point assaulter NG build, like complete far point assaulter NG build.
Part of me wonders what sort of like tricks these guys have up their sleeve on the side of 55 HP monks, because having this specific elementalist built the way they are, and I mean even look at their tag. Their tag is Ele.
So I'm pretty sure this is going to be burst comp, like straight up burst focus comp. Yeah, you have the thief dagger pistol. That's going to be crazy amounts of damage in a really quick amount of time. As is Karsiv, assuming he's going to be able to pull off the rotation well enough, he can absolutely wreck people in such a short amount of time. Top that on top of Misha, who again has consistent amounts of burst on an extremely low cooldown. It's just going to be stupid amounts of damage that red team is going to have to deal with, and it's really going to be something that the red team is going to have to figure out how they deal with. At the same time, though, there's very little condition damage that's going to be thrown out, and because of that, they are going to have to watch out for it. Note that Polyphy is sort of going to be supplying the conditions, but usually you have a nice split of like maybe 2 Condi, 2 burst damage, or like 2 consistent damage. But here you only have one person doing it in Polyphy, and more than likely Polyphy is going to end up on that far node more often than not. So he's not really going to be in the team fight. So, but we are getting started here, so let's actually see how it does pan out as we get into the game here.
So I'm going to follow the splits right about now. The game's about to start in about 6 seconds, and we're going to see a little bit of cross action from the red side of Fureur, and not so much from blue here. Let's pop over into the beach and see who's crossing over. We're going to see a 3-man invasion over to Henge, and the question is, does 55 HP monks expect this? Going in with Toad the Guardian from this team, they're going to just run right in. Actually, they do expect this. They're stacking up Karsaid, Shad, and Misha. They're all stealth up. They're going to run right into these guys. I think they're going to wreck them, man. They're all stealth. They have no idea what's coming up to them.
Indeed, I definitely think 55 HG monks did their research against Team Fureur. We saw Team Fureur do this the last time I saw them play as well here. But I think they were actually ready for it this time, and oh, nicely done indeed, Toad going down there. But as you can see there, they did manage to counter. They sort of knew that this was Team Fureur's thing, and as such, they actually ended up falling back there to make sure they could defend the node.
That's right, but we do see that Polyphy and Karsaib have gone down, but Karsaib is still in the down state. Milo is very low, and Misha's the only one over here on Henge. It's up still, but no, we're gonna see a total team down state, except for Milo, who's over on mid right now. Toad is down as well. There's going to be a lot of down fights right now. And there it is. That's a Biscuit going down, rallying everyone from 55 HP monks over here. And we're going to see Misha just wreaking havoc on everyone and running away. What is Karsaib up to, though? He's going to be going in on Toad or the remnants of the Team Fureur players here. And they're just going to cap their point back.
Indeed, nicely done. Nice opener by the red team there. Really nice distraction going on over there with the Verport, and allowed them to take middle. However, with them getting wiped out there, they are going to be coming under some pressure now because they have to get themselves respawned back up to mid. And with this 3v1 going on over here at middle, Kaiseria probably won't be able to last too long, as you're going to see might be going down the next couple seconds.
That's right. She didn't even get her spirits out. Was not able to get them off cooldown. And now really she's hoping the Biscuit comes over and saves her, but I'm not quite sure if she can actually get it. There's just so much pressure here. Prototype's up top, throwing down some conditions on top of that. Polyphy coming in to try and get some damage done on the down body, and you know, I think he might get it done on the, yep, Kazria does get killed right off there. Let's go in with Toad the Guardian, gonna drop some of his symbols there with his mace and just try and get some heals up, try and keep himself sustained while Karsaib and Milo go to work on him, man.
Yeah, and indeed, Toad's doing an excellent job keeping himself alive right now. You had almost the entire roster of blue team up here. They're about to come at it again, but Toad's really just doing an excellent job doing what the bunker should do, keeping himself alive and making sure his teammates stay up as well.
That's right. I'm watching Carsave because he's really interesting to see what sort of stuff is coming out of him. All of his utilities now are on cooldown, so he's not going to be able to pull off anything just quite yet, but when he does, I have a prediction it's going to be extremely powerful. He's getting a lot of crits off, though, onto Starlight, and here's the stomp coming in from Milo. Will he be able to get it? And I think he will follow through with it, and he does get that stomp, so that's another man down on the red side over here in mid, but they do have the point. It's just a matter of time, though, before they all start wiping out the Fureur squad here, and they start getting those pips off on for the side of 55 HP monks.
And again, like we were talking about earlier with Polyphy, just how he's complete control for these fights. He did an excellent job there. Toad tried to go in for the res on his teammate multiple times there when they had him down. Unfortunately, for the red team, that is, Polyphy was just doing an excellent job at getting those knockbacks, and that actually allowed them to get this full stomp off with little interruption.
Carsave's popping everything, trying to get some damage done. He's about to drop now, and there oh, no, not just yet into the downstate. There it is. Milo was able to get him up just a few seconds ago, and he'll rally off the death of Toad right there. Carsave can't be killed just yet, but here comes Starlight to try and knock him back down, so he'll go immediately into miss form, trying to get somewhere near his allies. Stomp comes through. Yeah, he is stealth, so he's going to be just fine, and he gets up. The res is coming out from 55 HP monks. A great man. Even Shad coming out to get his teammate back into the game.
Indeed, as you saw there, Karasib, nicely done. Blue team really there. They know how squishy that Ellie is, and as such, they're being extremely careful with their positioning and making sure they're always there for when and if Karasib does go down, to make sure they get him back up and allow that crazy amount of damage to come back into the team fight.
That's right, but you know, red team's doing a great job of keeping Henge like neuted. They had to send Polyphy to go get it back for themselves, and they look at the score right now, Blue. It's 198 to 96 for the favor of Team Fureur. It's going to be a long road back for 55 HP monks. They have to fight it back. They have to get the kills to get that lead back, man, and they may have to start taking some forest creatures as well.
Indeed, they will, as you're going to see now. That lead. It's actually quite surprising as well, because at up to this point, we have seen 55 H monks in the ESL weeklies just be completely dominant. So to see a newer team like Fureur coming into this now and starting to take a lead in this first set is interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, man. Looks like Shad's going to be going in on Toad here with the rest of his team, and they're going to actually he's there. They haven't been able to spike him down just yet, and there's some lethal damage dropping him into the downstate. Shad coming in for the stomp, and that's just fine. But if we check out over on Henge, we're going to see Biscuits trying to get that decap off. Like Carsave knew he was going there. Carsave going to go in on him right now, trying to drop some damage. He does have his, I think he's got his spike set up and ready to go. He may just drop him right then and there, and he uses his heal again for that extra damage, and that is it. It's the stomp going through on Biscuit right there, man.
And indeed, you're right there. You just saw the awesome amount of power that an Ellie can dish out and just absolutely wreck people in quite a few seconds.
Yeah, there's a massive fight going over here on mine. At the same time, there's still a fight going on outside of Henge, and it's the only thing that's not contested right now or that's not being fought over right now is mid. But as I say that, of course, the Henge fight has sort of died out here. So let's go in with Kazria, who's really in the middle of the action over here on mine. It's Toad, it's Kazria, and I think that's also Prototype over here trying to do some damage on Milo, who's just giving them a lot of pain, trying to recap this for their team. And look at this lead now. It's very, very small compared to the 100-point lead. They've fought back. Polyphy is down. He may get stomped out here. No, he gets immediately rezzed by his teammates. Good stuff from 55 HP monks, man.
And they're actually going to evacuate there, too, using the portal. Nicely done by Misha, just to mine some preface to that mine fight as well. Polyphy, again, did initiate that. He got the decap off, but as you're going to see right now, the numbers proved a bit too much for them to handle because Red Team's spawn was so close, and they were actually wiping people out at mid. So with that, that was actually a really smart decision on Blue Team's part to have Misha pop the portal and evacuate. Now they can come back, take their home point, and slowly start to tick back towards the lead.
That's right. Starlight, who went over to Henge, though, to try and cause some havoc, not able to do so. He did actually get the decap off, and Misha's going to go ahead and cap this right now. And they're going to cycle Polyphy and Carsave over to Chieftain. They're going to grab this kill if they can. I don't think there's anyone in Red Team in range of getting the steal off, unless they do send Biscuit over there, which would probably be the best. Yep, there's Biscuit going in for the steal and not able to get it. That's 25 points for 55 HP monks, and Carsave's going to run up, but will he be chased down by Biscuit is the question. Where Biscuit, I think he's stealthed up, and he's probably going to just evacuate in the area, try and team up with his team, try and get, or just catch someone off guard here, man.
I think Biscuits, yeah, he's trying to juke a little bit. I think he was having a bit of a indecision moment there where he was trying to decide if he wanted to go to mid or fall back and try to take home point. But it looks as though he's going to be going into mid, because as you can see, pretty much everyone is on their way to mid for what's going to be a pretty big team fight in just a couple seconds.
That's right. Polyphy is just now finished up capping that blue hedge point for them. Starlight and Toad are now getting onto Milo, but there is a fight in the backside of that area. We're going to see Prototype going to be laying down some condies on the stairs here, which there is a large group of blue enemies for him, trying to go in on him, but Shad's going to say, no, I'm going right to you. Shadow stepping straight to him, going to try and burst him down, get some damage off, but Death Shroud's 4-man is so strong, that extra HP coming out, saving Prototype for just a second.
And indeed, we did see Biscuit get back up. He's up in the game, but again, just the sheer amount of AoE and burst damage that blue team is throwing, blue team is throwing out right now, is just going to take Biscuit right back up and instantly back into the down state again.
Yeah, man. Prototype, though, in the play form, trying to get some work done, trying to drop some condies. He's going to regroup with his team actually on point, but Milo is actually keeping them from capping, keeping them from doing really any work. And at the same time, check out Polyphy over on mine, giving some pain to Kazria, giving her a little bit of trouble there, knocking her off with the flamethrower, and she's actually very, very low. But so is Polyphy. This fight could go either way right now, man.
Yeah, indeed. This is what I talked about earlier. Polyphy. This is a callback to the Teldo era builds. Polyphy's not really in trouble right now. As you're going to see, he's going to go into the downstate, but this Ranger shouldn't at least have the amount of the pet may be able to pull it off, but there you go. Yeah, Polyphy is going to be able to get himself back up there, and that just makes this build super annoying to deal with in a 1v1 Farpoint scenario. And with that, Polyphy is almost always going to take that every time if he goes for that in a 1v1.
Yep, but over here on mid, we're going to see Toad stomping out Milo. Misha in the downstate over here as well. What happened for the side of 55 HP Monks? They lost that team fight, but they are up by a lot of points. 407 to 288. It's they've definitely flipped the lead in their favor by far here, man.
Indeed, they have. They were down by almost, I believe, 100 points there at the start of the game. I believe it was 200 to 100 at one point here in favor of Team Fureur. But as you've seen, it's been turned around exponentially, and now we do have 55H Monks over a 200-point lead now.
That's
or apologies,
right,
a 120-point lead. Misread that.
422 to 303 right now, and we're gonna see Toad. He's gonna be camping up on the midpoint here. He's gonna have Prototype dead right at his feet, and everyone from right is spawning and immediately going to mine, knowing that like. Well, I'm not exactly sure they even have a hope of coming back yet. There's no forest creatures. They're having a tough time getting here. But Polyphy is dropped over here on mine. He will get back up. But also Starlight drops right about here, man. Starlight and Kazria dropped. Everyone respawning, everyone rejoining the fight, kind of trickling in. Not very effective for the fight. I think they're just kind of staving off this time right now.
Yeah, indeed. So talking about this game here, I think it's pretty safe to call it to go in favor of 55H Monks at this point. So
definitely.
So what we saw happen there, really, in my opinion, is the reason why Team Fureur ended up going off. They did have that very interesting opener, going 4 people to the far point, and that really threw 55H Monks off there a little bit at the start. And you could see that too. They were pretty disoriented there at the start there, and Team Fureur was able to take advantage of that and actually come back ahead. But due to the fact that 55 HP Monks just has this huge amount of teamfight harass and really just huge amounts of burst, as you can see by the composition itself, they were able to constantly win fights, constantly take points back, and with Polyphy almost consistently stealing back red team's home node, they were just, they just ended up coming back there and, took the lead pretty prominently.
Yeah, man, and they're going to go straight into Game 2 right about now. Guys, also, real fast, check out the Guild Wars 2, ESL Guild Wars 2 Twitter page and Facebook pages. I think that's twitter.com/ESL_GW2 and also facebook.com/ESL Guild Wars 2. Definitely check that stuff out. Support the scene, especially for the EU guys. You guys have a great scene going on. And NA guys as well. Don't be afraid to do that. They will be giving away gems. There will be gems given away to people who follow those Twitters and like those Facebook pages. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead, though, and change up the score because we have now a 1-0 lead for 55 HP Monks. And that was a really ridiculously awesome win right there, man.
Indeed it was. And now going into this second map, it's going to be interesting to see how it does play out. Because of the fact that we did, I don't want to be sour about it, but I do think that I want to throw the favor of this map into 55 HP Monks as well, due to the fact that this map can rely heavily on one of two things. Very strong team fights and being able to consistently hold middle, and really strong backdoors or really strong back caps of backdoors, and being able to do that. And I think that 55 HP Monks does have both of those here, through Polyphy over here playing on Engineer, as well through the huge amounts of burst they can pull into the team fight. I will note as well, though, that it is going to be a lot harder to focus down people in team fights due to the fact that the midpoint, or at least the ones that are on midpoint, obviously, due to the fact that that point is so much larger and it's so much easier to kite people on that point. So blue team may have a bit of a harder time, and they're going to have to coordinate their CC a lot better if they want to actually pull off the burst. So we'll have to see how that plays out, though. But I do think that that Team Fureur is going to be coming under pressure here on the second map.
That's right. Every time I cast this map, I always say the same thing because it's something that I've always noticed, and that is this is the map where if you have momentum, you can snowball for sure. But when I was casting with Dan the last time with Jebro, huge shout out to that guy, by the way. He did point out he did start showing me that people have actually changed the way they play on this map a lot. Going for those Lord kills, even though it won't immediately end the game, for that last second stipend of points, that last 150. That is something that we really just started seeing, and I don't know why we hadn't started seeing that before. But it's really sort of the comeback potential has been there, but people just haven't been using it as often and as frequently as they are now, I would say.
Well, I think it's sort of been this daunting thing for a while that the Lord is like, oh, the whole team has to all in, or you're never gonna do it. But that's a lot of teams have sort of been realizing as of late that some of their players, such as mainly like Spirit Rangers and NGs as well, if they are able to pull it off correctly, and if the gates open prior to that too, they can sort of sneak in without their opponents even knowing and kill the Lord in approximately like 30 to 40 seconds if they do the rotation correctly. So I think a lot of people are starting to realize that that can happen, and are starting to build strategies around that to actually, even if they do get behind, it buys them some more time to come back into the game.
Yeah, man. So we're just waiting for these guys to ready up so we can bring you this game 2 of the first round of ESL Weekly Cup number 9, guys. Don't forget, follow the Twitter. Twitter.com/ESL_Guild Wars 2. There is a tweet. I think the most recent tweet probably, if you retweet that, you have a chance of winning 800 gems, which is sick, which is great. Love that stuff. And also the Facebook.com/ESLGW2. Like that for another chance to win even more gems, because we're just gem crazy and giving away those things every day, every time we stream, man.
Indeed.
To nail down your strategy.
All right. Well, we're about to get started.
Yeah, man.
Let's see how it goes.
I think that this is their last chance to nail down their strategy, if I'm not mistaken. The game's about to start in 5 seconds. We're gonna see the splits, see where people are gonna start putting the momentum, putting the energy into going here. And we're going to see one going home. It's probably if you go into Waterfall for the side of Shad here for 55 HP Monks. We're going to see Casper doing the same thing, but we're going to see an invade over for Biscuit and company, and we will probably see the same thing for Shad and Misha, and I think that's it might be Carsave with them as well. And yet they're going straight to the mid, though. They're going to fight for mid right now. Going to go ahead and spike down to wow! Toad just melted.
There's the burst.
Yeah, Toad
That's the burst.
Toad is gone forever, man. Starlight, though, coming in trying to do some work, but his teammate is dead, and I would be super demoralized if I just saw him and then he was gone. That's the power of elementalists and like magic users. Now you see it, now you don't, because that guy is so dead. Anyway, Kazuya is seeing that his teammates and needs some help in the support in the mid. They're gonna be pushing up here. We're gonna see Prototype coming in as well, trying to play the fridges. Gonna drop some Connie somewhere, but Starlight is down. We're gonna see Shad just whirling on top of him. There's the stomp coming in as well.
Sireph, if you ever needed something to prove to you that the Condi meta may be leaving soon, or that the Condi meta has left, it's definitely that play right there.
Yeah. Oh, man. And then there's Biscuit getting dropped as well, and we're going to see Toad kind of avoiding mid entirely, going straight to Waterfall. Probably the best decision on his part. He knows that his teammates know that all of the action is in mid. Everyone is really focused there, and of course Misha doing some work on Quarry as well. But check out the scores right now, 41-17. That's really just all kills and like a little bit of capture points. Probably if he's jumping over that line of warding last second, going to go in on Toad. Here comes Starlight to support, and Carsave. He's going to say, nah, I'm going in, man. And we're going to see another burst very soon. Let's jump in with Carsave and see if we can get it before it happens. He's going to get knocked back. His cooldowns are just about to get off. He pops one, and there goes another. Will he start going in on Toad is the question. There's the Earthshaker going in as well, man.
Toad now coming back into this, so I do need to say he's being a lot better with his cooldowns. Karasib did throw out a lot of bursts on a Toad, but the huge amounts of it were negated by very smart cooldown management coming in there by Toad. But again, just due to this huge amount of sustain that Ellie can do with the low cooldowns, he is going to come into some trouble, especially with Polyp providing more CC in this fight as well.
That's right, and we're going to see Biscuit coming in for added support, trying to go in for the stomp on Carsave. They need that guy dead. And looks like the Elixir R did come out, but it won't be enough as Polyphy goes down as well. A double stomp coming out from Toad. 2 ninjas all the way across the sky coming in and taking these guys out. Starlight and the prototype, only ones here left. Toad is going to be taken in, bassied by Shad, tripped up for just a second, allowing Biscuit to get some damage on, but he'll be just fine. And you know, I think they're going to be okay here on Waterfall.
Yeah, nicely done indeed by Team Fureur there, as that did play out. We saw some excellent examples there. So the Ellie is extremely strong in its damage potential. It's also really squishy, which makes it a really high-risk, high-reward class there to come into play as well. Just to note, too, that it was some nice management that we saw coming out there from Biscuit in terms of like when to actually attack his opponent in Shad. He almost took him down, but luckily Shad was able to jump out of the way. But nonetheless, just wanted to highlight that play there, because that was actually really nice that Biscuit timed that almost perfectly.
Yeah, man, we're going to see Milo, Polyphy, and Carsay putting some action in on mid as well, dropping Biscuit initially, but he'll get right back up, and then he gets dropped again because he gets stuck against the line of warding. Carsay coming with a stomp, gets, was he bassied for a second? It looked like he got stuck there, but, and then, yeah, then there's also the teleport up there. He just wants to kill this guy, man. There's not able to do it, extra damage goes off, and I think that's Milo with the final kill there on Biscuit. But Misha, he's going to go straight past everyone, go straight to Quarry, but Kazuya is going to cut him off, man.
Indeed, let's take a look at Karasip here at the moment. Let's see as he's going to be going in. We are going to be seeing as well over here at the waterfall point. Again, Toad is going to come under a lot of pressure, but we saw it last time too when Toad came under this pressure, is that he got a lot smarter, noticing the huge amount of burst that Ellie could pull off with managing his quota. You saw it there again.
He blocked it.
Yeah, mitigated a lot of the burst there by using his shelter at the perfect time. As well, Karasip would have just torn him apart had he not been blocking when he channeled off that when the turning earth right there.
Yeah, and he just walked straight into some fear, but he's going to be popped into that water tomb and going to heal up his teammates and himself in the area, and then right back into lightning for the extra damage there. He does crit onto prototype, you know, lightning flash away there just for a second so I can get out, but look at the amount of just the amount of damage that's going down on him. Trying to do something. Everything's getting blocked right now. Not really effective until his cooldown's coming off right now, Blue.
Indeed, let's take a look right here. We do have Biscuit. We do have Biscuit into the downstate here as well. He's getting pretty close to getting himself back up, but again, we do have members on both sides now, so this is going to be a close race. Misha just realized they need to get this stomp off on a Biscuit too. I'm surprised they haven't tried to go for this as of yet. Toad now coming in for the res, as you can see, but here comes Misha with the stomp. They probably are going to be able to get it off, but again, Biscuit did have a lot, but unfortunately,
yeah, goes down again.
Due to the delay on Blue Team's part, not going for Biscuit right off the bat. I'm not sure if they didn't see him or if they just decided not to go for the kill. They ended up costing them a team player there as well. He did go down again, but was rezzed up, and they also lost Shad now too. So not the best play there by 55 HP Monks.
You know, I think it was really interesting as we look at the score. It's 181 to 188 for 55 HP Monks. Not that far of a lead, to be honest, which is really surprising because they are super dominant in a lot of these team fights and a lot of the capture point fights there. But they weren't really but we do see Team Fureur coming back and able to kind of like run it back with points of their own. So really, both sides are just trading very equally right now.
Yeah, and I'm actually quite surprised at how well Team Fureur has been able to manage this side point strategy. You notice it as well, that they've almost completely ignored mid the entire game up to this point, and they're playing excellently in terms of distributing their assets between the 2 points here. They're really good at it. Even when they do lose the decap, they're usually able to get people between the points, and that's some really nice communication that we are seeing coming out now on the part of Team Fureur here. I'm extremely surprised that they've been able to do it so prominently up to this point.
That's right. I'm watching Carsave though. He's spiked down Kazuya, gotten rid of all of her spirits, and now he's gonna have alley-oop for Shad there. Gonna allow that stomp to come through, and they'll get Quarry no problem. But the fight has gone from mid to about the middle area between there. So let's jump in with Misha, who's actually trying to chase down Toad, trying to keep him from getting anywhere near that point. And Toad's gonna drop that single swift and just go straight back into the middle, man.
And as we're gonna see as well, the scores at the moment here, 230 to 220, really close here on either side. We do have 55 HP Monks in the lead at the moment though, but we are going to be having some pressure possibly coming into mid here from Team Fureur in just a second, which to say the least would be an extreme change up to the strategy, because up to this point they have been only pressuring the side notes, but I think 55 HP Monks kind of caught on to that now, and they are sort of starting to get, you know, a bulkhead that that Team Fureur is now going to have to pierce through if they want to take a point.
Yeah, man, I'm watching Starlight. He's got no one coming towards him on Waterfall, even though it says, where was that? Yeah, it was Milo who just res right there. If we go into mid, we're going to see Polyphy going in on Prototype. Let's watch Prototype as he sort of like runs away from the mid. Yeah, there's just too many people. The numbers are not in his favor, and he should join his team over on Quarry, where Shad is trying to get stuff done on Kazuya. And Kazuya is actually very, very low. We're going to see Carsave going in on him. The spike, will it come off, is the question. He had the ability to, and I think it actually just did. Prototype immediately dropped so much health, but he's going to come right back up. He was coming out from that side. Carsave actually went down, and we're gonna see him. He might get rezzed by his Polyphy right there, man.
No, Polyphy is gonna have to. Looks like Polyphy is gonna have to go towards the point there. There's a lot of pressure.
Well,
Milo is. Well, go ahead.
I thought that car save it was. Yeah, he is right there in the Elixir R. So, and the big old bomb did come out earlier, so he doesn't have that blast. But now Polyphy's gonna drop as well. Prototype. Here's the question: can Prototype get the amount of damage he needs to get done? Can Toad get the stomp? And look at this: they get up, they get dropped down again, and stomps are just coming out from the side of TF. But you know, it's not enough. Carsav's gonna get right back up, and then the spike's gonna be able to come back out again.
And you'll note this as well, too, with the Ellie coming into play here. Red team knows they need to focus this target. They know how squishy it is. And with that in mind, 55 HP Mugs knows how much damage this Ellie can deal if he's being played correctly. And with that, they're always prioritizing getting him back up and into the fight. And you can see why they are right here. We just saw a near triple kill, might make it a quad kill in just a second here onto the members of Team Fureur here.
That's right. The only person like that really has a guaranteed, I would say, 2 minutes left of life on this one life here is Starlight, who is all the way across the map. Toad getting dropped, symbols on his face right now, getting some extra damage, and then there's Milo going in for the stomp. And that's it. That's the end of TF here on Quarry for now, as they are just all now respawning, heading towards
Sireph.
What's up, man?
We got a Lord Rush.
Oh man, we do have a Lord Rush. We have Starlight going in for it, man, and he's trying to get that gate down. And no one's really doing anything. We're going to see everyone cycling back there as well. They know they need these points. They know that if they can hold on to that one waterfall point for a few more, like just probably half a minute or so, and get this Lord kill, this could be the end of the game.
And as you can see, interestingly enough, I could be wrong. They may not be a Lord play, because as you can see, blue team members were falling back.
But we have Prototype going for mid.
So the issue with what happened there, in my opinion at least, is that red team did sort of try to take the gate down a little bit too preemptively. Blue team with the 55 HP Monks was alerted to this and were able to divert the resources from middle over to the far point, and it sort of stopped them. Now, don't get me wrong, they can still easily go for it. They're only 20 points away from victory range if they do end up rushing that Lord. But now they just need to be careful because of the fact that 55 HP Monks knows that they're going to be coming in for this at this point, and they know that they are considering that an option.
That's right, but we're going to see a lot. At least the points have sort of evened up. The lead is not necessarily quote-unquote running away, but when you're this close to the end of the game, any sort of lead is running away, in my opinion. Carsave going to get dropped, as well as Polyphy in the mid, and here it comes. There it is. Now we're going to see TF scrambling for points, scrambling for just any sort of way they can get up before the time goes off.
Yeah, when you get this late into the game, every decision matters here. Both teams are within the Lord Rush range now. If either team decides to rush Lord, if players aren't distributed properly, if people aren't falling back or moving into the right places, that could mean defeat for you right there. So every decision from this point on is going to matter.
Biscuit going in for it. He's going to risk it for the Biscuit, but no, he's not. He's going to stealth up and go away, man.
And I think this is actually pretty brilliant what Fureur is doing. I don't think they actually are trying to rush Lord.
Yeah, they're just trying to put pressure.
Yeah, I think they're trying to bait them into falling back, and it's working. They've almost got mid. They've almost capped it completely. And this is actually something I've never ever seen before. I've never seen a feign Lord play from what Team Fureur is doing now. So this is actually an extremely brilliant play, and this might just work.
I don't know how it's going to, though. They don't have the pressure needed to sort of actually grab this point here in the mid. They're not getting the kills they need, and they have to make back around 35 to 40 points right now. But of course, as I say that, their only point gets decapped by Shad because Kazri has gone off point to support her teammates in the mid. So I don't know how to call it either way here, man.
But Biscuit now has gotten the decap off at Quarry. This is like I said, this is a bold strategy. We'll have to see if it pays off or not. Like I said, this is something I've never seen before. And right now, we are going to see if it ends up working. Unfortunately for Biscuit and the members of Team Fureur over here, Polyphy did do an excellent job at stopping him right there. But Polyphy, again, is going to have to sit back here. Blue Team did get back control of that middle point. But we do have, as well, over here, Blue Team is starting to get control of Waterfall as well. But this is still a close fight. They could go either way. They have more resources piling in for the red team, but again, it is going to come down to these last few seconds here, although right now it is looking to go in favor of 55 HP Monks as we get into the very late game here.
That's right, Biscuit stomped out, Kazrea is dead, Starlight is dead and dying, Prototype's about to die, full team wipe here, and you know, if they could get across the map in the next 2 seconds and kill a Lord, they could do it. Unfortunately, there's no other way to make up 100 points in 2 seconds, and there it is, 2-0 victory. 455 HP Monks here, Blue.
Indeed. So again, like we saw there, what I believe, at least, I don't have confirmation on this, obviously, but I could probably ask them in the future. What I believe to be the first ever feigned Lord Rush play in Guild Wars 2 PvP history, if that was what it was there. You know, in all honesty, I think it's a very new strategy. Obviously, again, I've never seen that before. But I think like they maybe only came up with that over the past few days of maybe even trying something like that. So possibly with it being developed more over the next few weeks, we could see something like that actually work. But unfortunately, I think it was just, you know, too new. They were like maybe just trying that out there, seeing if it would work, and it sort of just backfired on them toward the end there.
That's right, man. Of course, that will go ahead and forward the 55 HP Monk squad into round 2, which we're gonna have go on very soon. But Blue, who do they face up in the next round?
Let me take a look-see here. Let me refresh our brackets and see. So, to provide everybody with an update on the brackets that have been updated, it looks like they are going to be going up against Band of Royal Daggers is the next team they are going to be going up against. Note, guys, we did have 7 teams sign up for our cup today, so Band of Royal Daggers was the team that received the free buy. So they are going to be going up against that team in the next round.
Awesome. So we're going to see them in the next. I think we're going to see either them or what is the other match?
Let's see. So we had it was Warbears and Rita Backwards going up against Cheese Mode and Pugs Crash. Results for those matches have not been updated yet. However, I believe the Cheese Mode game is live on the German stream if you want to go check that out. But I'm sure we'll have those results in just a second. Yep.
So guys, don't go anywhere. We're gonna play some music, gonna maybe run some commercials if Blue wants to do that. But we're gonna be back with Guild Wars 2 ESL Cup weekly number 9. Rearrange those words. ESL Guild Wars 2 Weekly Cup number 9. Coming back, round 2 is just around the corner, guys.